So today I want to talk about everything coming to the new Lego Fortnite update, which is coming out on the 23rd, which is in about 6 days. So it's very, very close. But while we're doing that, I do need to gather some materials and just resources just so I'm personally ready, because honestly, I do not have that many materials. There is going to be new items, new enchantments, new biomes, new enemies. There's a ton of stuff coming in to the game, which should make it like 100 times better. And honestly, I hope they also include some stability like fixes, just because honestly the game at times can be super laggy. But for the first thing that I want to talk about are all of the new items. So there is this new ore called Rift, or it's like a crystal. I believe it's kind of like the rubies and stuff like that, but we're going to be needing a lot of that stuff, and you can make tons of different items with it. So the first things you can make are the Rift longsword. You can make these new hammers, which are really cool. I believe you're going to be able to make those in every single rarity. There is a legendary rarity now, so there's a step above epic, which is super nice. And for all of those, you are going to need the Rift materials. So you're going to have all of the normal hammers like common through epic, but then there's also that new legendary one, and then there's a Rift crossbow, and then there's new titanium tools. So for titanium, we have a titanium axe, a titanium pickaxe, a titanium shovel, and a titanium shield. All of the normal tools you are used to are still obviously in the game. They just got a new rarity, and we're going to be needing titanium and Rift ore for each of those items. And to craft each one of those items, it's very similar to what we're used to. So for the sword, you just need 3 Rift crystals and then 12 titanium bars, which is super easy, and it kind of follows that pattern all the way throughout. So just like how now with the pickaxe you need like 6, I think it's flexwood rods, or no, it's frostwood rods, and then bars of iron. For the new pickaxe, you need 6 darkwood rods, which is a new wood, and then you're gonna need I believe it's 15 titanium bars. So with all of these new ores and everything coming in, obviously there's a new biome. So in this biome, it's like a rift, kind of like a shadow forest. I believe it's going to be very dark kind of area, and I think it's going to look super cool. But from what I've heard, it's like a rift cave biome, and then the forest is like a shadow forest almost, which sounds really cool. But in this biome, once again, there's those rift crystals, and then there's also rift fragments that you are going to be able to get. There's new diamonds and then cut diamond as well, which is really cool. I believe you'll probably need that for enchantments, which that is what we're going to be talking about next, is the enchantments coming into the game, which also should be super cool. But going from there, we have the titanium and titanium bars, and then we have dark wood and dark wood rods. So all of those are going to be in the new biome, and coming with that new biome also allows us to have new mobs. So in the new biome, there are new wolves, which, I mean, there's one chasing me right now, but there is a new wolf, and I'm going to be popping all of these things on the screen for you guys to obviously look at. With all of the research I found, most of these things I'm talking about, I have pictures or videos for, so I will be popping those on the screen. But there's also a new brute, and this brute acts a little bit different than what we're used to. It doesn't spawn wildly in, you know, the new biome. It's going to be spawning inside of the rift caves, and there's actually going to be a dedicated room that they have called the boss room, and this is where the new rift brute is going to spawn. And if I had to guess, it's going to be super powerful. And oh my gosh, that wood literally just flew so far. Like, what is it doing? But sorry, I'm getting distracted, but I think it's gonna be really cool. This cave, I hope they make it look amazing, because personally, my favorite cave right now is the desert cave. I think it just looks the best, but I think if they do this rift biome correctly, they're gonna make this thing look absolutely amazing, which will be awesome. Another new enemy we have is those rift rollers. Obviously the normal rollers just in rift form. So once again, I'm sure you're gonna need all of these materials and all of these new shells, and then maybe even the wolf claws to craft all of these new items they are bringing into the game. So it's gonna be super cool, and I'm super excited to see how it turns out. And hopefully, like I said before, they fix the stability of the game and allow us to build really big bases, and, you know, just expand our current bases, because I don't know about you guys, but most of my bases are at building limit, which kind of sucks, but you know what, we work with what we're given, and I think so far we have been able to do some really cool things in the game. But I just hope in the future we're able to do even bigger builds and make even better bases. Moving on from the enemies and the new biome, we have the new enchantments. So we are getting 4 new enchantments, which all sound really cool. So for the first enchantment, we have a fire enchantment, and then we have an ice enchantment, a power enchantment, and then a storm storm enchantment. So all of those sound amazing, and if I had to guess, the ice is gonna like freeze them, obviously, because it's like ice, and then the fire is gonna set them on fire. And then for power, if I had to guess, I'm taking a shot in the dark here, but I feel like it would allow you to do more damage, but we already have a damage increase. Maybe the power is for bows and they're kind of taking after Minecraft. Maybe. Honestly, I'm not too sure. We'll definitely have to see how they implement everything and all of the new items coming. And I'm sure the stuff I'm talking about today is not everything that they're gonna be fully releasing into the game, so it's going to be super cool to see everything added. But then the last enchantment is that storm enchantment, and honestly I could see this going on a bow as well. It could shoot down maybe like lightning bolts and damage the enemies, which would be really cool. But those are all for the new enchantments, and out of everything so far that I've talked about, comment down below and let me know what you guys are most excited for. Personally, I'm super excited for the new biome, and I'm sure most of you guys are as well, because I don't know about you guys, but I just need something new in this game. I need something to explore. I've explored everything, and it just feels like as of right now, we're very limited on building. So exploring a new biome and building a new village would be so cool. So I'm super excited for that, but let me know what you guys think down below. Also, I have a creator code, so if you guys want to use that in the item shop, I would really appreciate it. It's 50/50, so it's FIFTY50. And then also go down below, subscribe. At 50K, I'm flipping a coin, and if it lands on heads, I'm doing a face reveal. So at 50K, there's a 50% chance that 50 does a face reveal. And now we can move on to some of the next items that are also coming into the game. So we have a new station, which is called the Refiner. And honestly, I'm not too sure why they don't just use the gem cutter. So I'm sure this is going to be used for something specifically, but the description of it is the Refiner is used to process rift fragments and can be collected from rift ore. So I don't really know what that means. I think you might have to break down the rift ore into these fragments, and then maybe you can craft something with them. But other than that, honestly, I'm not too sure. But then moving on from the new stations and biomes, we have all of the new villagers, which it seems like we have quite a few villagers and a couple new types of villagers, which seem really cool. So for the first new villagers, I have 3 of them, and they're the normal villagers that we're used to as of right now. These new villagers are Crow, Devastation, and Scrooge. So all of these I believe are in the game, and I know there's no skin called Crow, but we do have a Raven skin. So I'm sure in the coding of the game, because people did find these in the code, if I had to imagine, that's what I think they found it in. They might have it codenamed as Crow, so we'll definitely have to see what those villagers will be, but I have a good guess of what they are. So I'll pop those up on the screen so you guys can see them, and hopefully I eat this. Okay, yes I did, thank you. But moving on to the next type of villager. This is a new type of villager, and they're called vendor villagers. So we have 3 of these guys, and they're called Raccoon, Fox, and Wolf, which all sound really cool, but they all do something very different. And with these villagers, you can actually talk to them. So when you talk to Raccoon, when you first talk to him, he'll say, "My name is Raccoon. If you bring me some nice junk, I'll exchange it for all kinds of junk." So he kind of seems like you can give him a couple items and then he'll exchange it. So I don't know if you're going to be able to give him like wood, or maybe you're going to be able to give him stuff that you find in chests, which would be super nice, because I feel like these chests in the game right now just are not the best. So that will be really cool. But then moving on to Fox. For Fox, it says, "If you are hungry, I sell some snacks." I wonder if we're going to be able to get some special food from him, which would be really cool. Maybe some items that we can't craft, but they're super overpowered. So that will be really cool, and I'm really excited to go meet him. Which, if I had to guess, all of these villagers are gonna be in, you know, a different biome. So one's gonna be in the snow biome, one's gonna be in the grassland biome, and then the other one's gonna be in the desert biome. So that will be really cool, and I am near all 3 at my main village, so I hope I am close to some of them, or else I might be running a really long way, which fingers crossed I'm not. But for the last vendor villager, we have one called Wolf, and when you speak to Wolf, he says, "I'm called Wolf. I'm in the business of trading everything necessary for construction." So it seems like he's going to help us build, and if I had to guess, there are tons of blueprints and like decorations that we cannot get access to. I know there's a couple lights, and then there's also like mailboxes and refrigerators and different things like that that we can't get access to right now. They're only available in sandbox mode. So if I'm thinking with my head here. It's telling me that we're going to be able to get all of those special blueprints and prefabs from Wolf, which will be really, really cool. I think it will be awesome as a new way to get blueprints, because speaking to new villagers every single day just doesn't happen, at least for me. Maybe you guys speak to new villagers every day, but for me, it seems like once I got my main villagers, I don't really go and search for new villagers. So I think that's the perfect way they could introduce a way to get, you know, all of the new buildings and all of the different like decoration items, which will be awesome. But then going on from there, we have 2 more villagers, and these are considered quest villagers. So we have Margaret the Witch and then Duke Mimor, I think that's how you say it, the second. So those 2 villagers are going to be able to give you quests, and if I had to guess, these quests are going to be something simple, like probably like chop down 15 trees, and when you do that, they're going to give you items. So whether it's a bunch of wood for chopping down trees, and maybe it gives you it at like a little better rate than what, you know, you normally get, or maybe they can give you some special ores. But either way, I'm really, really curious to see how they implement that and like what each villager does. And with all of this stuff they're adding, it adds a ton of opportunities for them to add more items, which is just so cool, and I'm super, super excited to see. So I'm very, very curious to see how that turns out. But moving on to the last couple items, we have new events that are coming to the game, which the event that is coming to the game is called the Shark Ship Nightmares, which sounds insane, so I'm really excited to see it. But there is a bit of a description on what this game is. So I don't know if you guys have seen around your map these crashed ships, which I have, so I'll pop that up on the screen right now of me finding one of these. So this is what it looks like, and it's actually like a very, very popular Lego set from my understanding, and it's going to be a bit of a mini game. So they're also adding these cannons, which you can shoot yourself out of, as well as you can shoot cannonballs out of. And on each side of the ship, there's going to be targets that pop out, and you're going to have to hit those targets with the cannon. And I'm sure it's going to give you some like special items, very similar to the rainbow. So that will be really, really cool to see. And I'm personally super excited to play it. It sounds like it's a lot of fun to try and hit this flying ship with cannonballs. So that will be really, really fun to play. And then we can move on to some of the new like buildings in the game. So like I said, we have cannons, which with these cannons you're able to shoot yourself out of, as well as I believe you're able to shoot like rocks or cannonballs out of. And oh my gosh, don't get hit by lightning. But those will be really cool, and I don't know if we're going to be able to actually build them, or if you're just gonna be able to find them around the map randomly, which I hope we're able to build them, because I believe we'll be able to set them up in a way where you can shoot yourself from one village to another, which will be awesome. But talking about movement, we have zip lines coming to the game, which they look really, really cool. And the way zip lines work, at least in Battle Royale, is you literally just jump on them and it takes you to wherever you want. So if I had to guess, we're going to need a lot of the textiles to build these things. So if I had to suggest anything to you guys, get a ton of cord and like string and stuff like that. You will definitely need that to build these zip lines. But I hope there's not like a limit on how far you can go. I hope it's just like as far as you want to go is as far as you can go, right? I hope it's no problem in going from one village to another, but we'll definitely have to see. But then the last item that we have here is the catapult, and this catapult looks super, super cool, and I feel like it's super similar to the cannon, but maybe it does a little bit more damage, and you can't shoot yourself out of this one, which I mean isn't as cool. But either way, we have a freaking catapult now. And if you were to make a base and have like towers in each corner, then you could put catapults up there and like shoot them at the enemies, which would just be awesome. So I'm really, really excited to see that. And honestly, I'm just super excited to see what this update brings, because personally, I think Lego Fortnite has definitely needed an update for a little bit of time now. But comment down below and let me know what you guys think about this update and about everything I talked about today, and kind of give me an idea of what you guys are thinking, if you're excited for it, if you're not, as well as if you guys have heard anything else, like if there's any other new items that are coming into the game. Let me know, because I think I got everything, but honestly I could have missed a lot, because I feel like this update is going to be massive. It's going to be a very, very big update. But that's going to be the end of the video today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are as excited for the update as I am. I'm going to be playing it. I believe it releases at 3 in the morning on January 23rd. So in 6 days, we're going to have updates, and it's going to be awesome. So if you want to see me play the update, make sure you go down below and subscribe. But yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you are excited for the new Lego update. And yeah, I hope you guys all have a good day. Peace out. See you guys.